And now I'm happy to introduce you to week number 1, the first week in the Startup Academy. And we will talk about everything, of course, that's awaiting you. And we have already Long here who's with us in a second. Ima is at a okay. So don't worry, by the way, if your surrounding is not perfect whatsoever. I will get back to this also in a second. Yeah, and Sarah also has her, what is it called in English?
No, I have no idea. Like clothes hanger? No, laundry
hanger? I don't know. Anyway, I think for us, it's really important that we enjoy these evenings, that we also have the time to relax a little bit. Yeah, so we're not in a strict, I said it also in the kickoff, not in a strict bow tie meeting here. We had a full day of work, most of us are studying. So it's totally fine if you sit on a sofa, if you get something to drink, if you, I don't know, have a sandwich that you bite off sometimes, yeah, because I know that it was quite some day and I don't want you to get hangry, okay? So everything is totally fine. This is a safe space, not only for your ideas, but also for you. So please don't feel like if you would have to be super, I don't know, on point in these meetings. So keep it relaxed, okay? Let's kick it off, meaning I would like to introduce you to what is awaiting you in the whole academy, but also, of course, in week number 1. And one important thing about it is, of course, that you know what it is about. I hope that there is no problem with Zoom anymore. You can see the screen, it's fully fine. No problem at all, that's perfect. Week number 1, mindset. And I'm happy also that Long is now with us. And before we kick it off, I would like to address everybody again. Welcome. And there is a small surprise. Unfortunately, Antonia had to leave us due to personal reasons. But I'm super happy that Mia and Ima made it into the program. Originally, they had to withdraw their application throughout the process, but due to lucky coincidence, we can call it whatsoever, I'm happy that they are in the Startup Academy last minute, meaning Ayushri and Aishwarya, you have a new buddy here. So of course, Antonia will be missed, but in general, there you have a new team member. So, and why are we doing this? Again, to repeat, in the webinars, you have the possibility to work with each other, but on top, please feel free to connect, to meet, especially use the Thursdays, for example, to catch up with each other. So you can support each other on the way. As I said, workshop culture, super simple. First of all, relax, yeah, drinking, eating, no problem at all, with a full day of work or studying. But on top, it would be great if your webcam stays on, if possible, and the microphone, of course, off. Yeah? And if you have any questions, just jump in. All the coaches are open for that, so no problem at all. My question to you, do you have questions? Anything that's unclear so far, where you are insecure, what's happening, or any other questions?
I do have a question, and perhaps you already touched on this on the kickoff meeting, but I would still like to know. Do all the meetings take place on Tuesday, or is it flexible?
Correct. It's on Tuesday. So all the meetings take place on Tuesday, the webinars. Since I know you have the complete package, if you cannot make it on one Tuesday evening, you can rewatch it. Yeah, for those of you who have the complete package, that's a possibility. 24 hours after that, we publish it for you online. And thank you also, Nia, for asking this question. I would be super happy if you and Ima could quickly introduce yourself to everybody, since you didn't have the chance to attend the kickoff. Maybe, yeah, we start with Nia.
Okay. So as you've heard, my name is Fauzia or Nia, whichever is easier for you. The two are different names, but whichever is easier for you, you can call me that. I'm from Kenya. I'm working with Ima on a project to improve access to skills, particularly creative digital marketing skills. I'm happy to be here, currently living in Germany, in Osnabrück, Lower Saxony. What other things do you want to know about me? I'm a student. I'm doing my master's in international business and management at the Hochschule Osnabrück, and I look forward to engaging with everyone in the platform.
Can we have a virtual applause? Yeah, for Nia. Welcome. And Ima, yeah. Hi also to
Good
you.
evening, everyone. My name is Ima Isip, and I am living in Mannheim. Sorry, I'm living in Stuttgart, but I work in Mannheim. And I'm working with Fauzia on this project as well called Creative Steam. I'm from Nigeria, and what else? I'm also a student at the Fachhochschule Münster. I'm studying international marketing and sales. I'm in my 3rd semester of my master's. And that's me in a nutshell.
Thank you, Ima. Also a virtual applause like this or this to you. Welcome. So we're happy to have you with us. And I'm really looking forward to all the workshops that we're going to have together. You will not believe it, but 3 months will pass super soon, super fast. And this is why I can just recommend you make the most out of this time, join as much as we offer you, and then I'm pretty sure it will be a great time. Traditionally, you know that I ask you the question, are you ready for week number 1? Sorry, I can't hear you.
Yes.
So are you ready for week number 1?
Yes.
Yes, nice one. But first, traditionally also a picture that we take all together. So take something next to you, whatever it might be. Yeah. Let's get creative. I know, Josh, for example, sunglasses the last time. Nice, Sarah. Oh yeah, that's a good. Oh yeah, Seth Godin. That's really cool. Oh yeah, that's nice stuff in here. Oh, oh yeah, Josh, nice. But Long, is this the thing that is viral on TikTok where you can switch? I'm angry and I'm happy. Is it this octopus?
I wish, but it's my son's toy.
Okay, let's get this into the image and let's take a picture. Yeah, in 3, 2, 1. Yes, awesome, good, perfect. And to start it with, you know, we're all virtual, but still, let's give each other, make you can, on the top right side, change to the mode and then give each other a virtual high five to the side. Yeah, at least feel somehow connected. Yeah, Ismail, are you with us? Yes, nice, cool. Virtual high five in all directions. Cool. This is what we're going to talk about today. A quick intro again to the Startup Academy, what awaits you over the next months. Then just a really, really short intro into the topic of week number 1. And then already the stage is yours, Long. So again, important information about the Startup Academy. You have heard a lot of the things already throughout the kickoff, but again, it's important to mention a few things here. Safe space, you remember, okay, you can talk about your idea openly, but still, yeah, relax, get on the sofa, beer, tea. If you want to eat something, totally fine, okay? This is how the whole structure works. So Tuesdays, we always have the webinars. We have the public events mostly on Wednesdays. These are optional to join, but a great addition to the Academy. On Thursdays, you will also receive an invitation to that. We have the Ask Me Anything and a community event. Usually it's then from 6 to 7 p.m. It's optional, like everything, but I can recommend you to do it. And for everybody who has the complete package can also book the one-on-ones. And don't forget about it, yeah? So on Thursday or Friday, you can book the one-on-ones in the online academy. Any questions when it comes to that? So Tuesday, it's this version. This is what you should definitely not miss, right? Everything else is optional, but hey, I would, if I were you, I would do it as much as I could. All is clear? Cool. This also is what you know, the journey through the most important steps, starting today with mindset. And then once a week, at least, I hope to see you here. These are the coaches for your week. Yeah, starting with Long today. I don't know if you also see this a little bit frozen, but I don't know what happened to your image, Long, here. But I'm happy to see you live, way more beautiful than on this picture. And then for each week, you have a different person who is giving you an intro into the topic of the week. You might have read it already. Our approach is the lean startup concept. Yeah, who knows it? Give me a sign. Anybody? Yeah, Shuao, Long. Yeah, so in the startup booklet, you will also find more information about it. This is what we want you to do as soon as possible. Build a prototype, yeah, measure how people behave with it, learn from it, and this is a sort of never-ending cycle. You can read more about that in the startup booklet. Everybody has received the weekly mail? Yeah, I hope so. Every Monday morning, must read, really important to get an intro what's awaiting you over the week. And then you also get access to each week in the online school. Yeah, actually the place for all your learnings. There you can find it. So if you're wondering, where is this online academy if I don't have the email anymore, if I cannot find it, if you go on the website, you can directly access it here. So it's exclusively for you as participants of the Startup Academy. And what is really important to mention here, and we will also have a short look in the startup booklet, because the startup booklet itself is giving you an intro into the whole topic of the week. And for the workshops, we have decided to put the focus on one specific topic. Yeah, for example, Igikai. Yeah, so we cannot cover mindset, of course, as a whole. Therefore, you have the startup booklet. And I want to show you how you can use all this information of each week in addition to today's webinar. Yeah. So let me quickly show you when you log in into your online academy, you see the weeks, obviously. And for each week, you get access to everything that's in there. Of course, there's way more, the calendar, documents, links, etc. The complete ones have the one-on-one booking possibility here too. And then in week 1, you can access here everything that you should prepare for the workshop, including reading everything that is interesting for you about mindset. And I have also recorded a few videos to describe more about each topic of the week. Okay. And there, for example, if we click on here and if we check out the startup booklet, Can you see it? Yes. So this is additional information to each of the weeks. So check it out. Lean Startup Concept, a link also to the book, an intro to mindset, qualities of an entrepreneur. You can access videos, for example, here, why Elon Musk is connected to perseverance, yeah, and different information. And as you see how the Startup Academy works, each week has an overall topic. And for the webinars, we choose one that fits into that. And for mindset, we have one that is connected to it. Ikigai. And this is what we are talking about today. Well, I'm not talking about it because there is somebody who knows way more about that. So I'm happy to host Long. But before I do, I get asked a lot, what is the perfect quality of an entrepreneur? What should I do? What do the best entrepreneurs in the world do? And should I behave the same? Elon Musk is sleeping, I don't know, 3 hours a day. Others get up at 5:30. Mark Wahlberg gets up at 2:30. Yeah. There is the youngest billionaire. He works 120 hours a week. So this is all I can tell you what really famous founders have in common. And trust me, I have tested a few things myself. So I can recommend you doing this, but you will find out that whatever makes you perfect, you have to find out yourself. Yeah. This is really important because trying to copy somebody and how he's successful, especially in his daily life, is hard. So I've tried getting up at 5:30 several weeks, and I was so exhausted after 2.5 weeks that I was like, my style of working is different. Yeah. So find your own style. This is my message. And whatever I will show you now, you have heard it before, but this is really important. Don't try to be the perfect entrepreneur. Yeah. You have to find your way. It's simple. What is your way of working? Do you get up at 11:30 a.m. and you can work perfectly for 3 hours and still make tons of money? Are you the one working at night rather than the morning? Find your way and become the best version of yourself. Don't try to copy others. So this is, it sounds simple, but it's quite perfect, quite hard to find out. And this is at least a small thing that we are trying to find out today with Ikigai, and the stage is yours. Long.
Great. Thank you very much, Tino, for this introduction. I think the most important question, or the two most important questions for today's workshop is A, can you hear me well? Give me a thumbs up if you can hear me well. Okay, and can you see me well? All right, thank you very much. Cool. Tino, can you give me permission for my second device? Then I will share something.
Absolutely.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah. So let's start with a small warm-up before I tell you more about today's agenda and also a little bit more about me. All right. Cool. So welcome to our workshop, Founders Ikigai. And the first warm-up are a few questions. And the first question is, if you could change one thing in the world for the better, what would that be? If you could change one thing in the world for the better, what would that be? You can write it in the chat or unmute yourself and just drop it in.
I think the way the people think, if we can change the way the people thinks, then everything will be better. It's about the way you think.
Nice, cool. Thank you. Ismail. I hope I pronounced your name correctly.
Yeah,
you.
correct. Yeah.
Cool. And Sarah says fresh and clean water for everyone. I think maybe that's in the direction of your founding idea or your startup idea. Cool. What else? Help people in need or help needy people.
Help poor people so that the poor, we can help the rich people can help the poor ones. So it's not a situation where rich are becoming more richer. So
Yeah, like closing the poor and rich gap.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice. Thank you, Ayushri.
Yeah, Ayushri, exactly.
Ayushri. Okay, thank you. And the second question would be, in your everyday life, what brings you joy? In everyday life, what brings you joy? Write it in the chat or just unmute yourself and drop it in.
For me, it's meditation, and I do it daily. That's the most important thing for me after food and water.
Food, water, and then being a magician. Did I understand?
No, meditation.
A meditation. Okay,
Exactly.
meditation. Nice. Joshua says, seeing life everywhere. That's very deep stuff, Joshua.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Nice. We will dive very deep today. Cool. Thank you very much. How about you, Fauzia and Ima? And Ayushri, I think you want to share something?
Yeah, so for me, spending time with family, connecting with nature. I am an animal lover, so yeah, spending time in wildlife, doing something for the animals.
Nice. Cool. Something with animals. For Sarah, dancing. Nice. And someone also wanted to share, and I think I just interrupted this person. I just heard a woman's voice, Fauzia or Ima. Was that you?
I would change the educational system basically to be more real, applicable to real life. So, I mean, if we don't have to completely change the whole educational system, but at least having some form of like 50 balance with what is taught and the practice, and spending so much time on stuff that you don't really need in your life and more on stuff that you actually will use when you're an adult.
Nice, Ima. Change the educational system. A special education system of a special country, or the global education system, how it works?
I guess it's a global educational problem because I've had education in 3 different continents. So I feel it's the same problem everywhere.
Yeah, nice, Ima. And Ima, what brings you joy in your everyday life?
Just being able to see how I'm able to help other people and to reach their goals, financial health. I mean, not health, but financial or personal goals, helping people to be in touch with their true self.
Nice. Digging up their authentic self. Nice. Thank you, Ima. And what about you, Fauzia? Fauzia, first of all, can you hear me? Give me some sign in chat or reaction with emoji, or unmute yourself. Or maybe you are AFK. We will get to that later. And let's move on to the last question. Based on your answers, how are your answers connected to you being a founder? How are your previous answers connected to you being a founder? You can also write in your chat or unmute yourself. Yes, Mai.
Yeah, for me, it's important for us as founders to make better decisions, and you can make better decisions if you think probably. That's one of the things. Yeah, and food, and food also affects the way you think, and water is also important as it helps you to think properly. That's for me, it's my personal experience.
Nice. Cool. Thank you. Anyone else? We are a small group, so this is a very advantage because we don't do only like moderation and workshop style. We can do more discussions. Joshua, I think you wanted to share.
Yeah, sorry, I was just going to say, I think I'm driven by creating social connections and increasing sort of social value, and that's where seeing life, seeing people living their lives and going about their lives and nature and stuff, and bringing all those things together really drive me on. So
Nice, cool, Joshua. So for Ismail and Joshua, there are indeed few connecting the dots.
Yeah.
Nice. Anyone else want to share? Ayushri, Ima, Sarah, Fauzia. I hope I pronounced it correctly.
I feel like being a founder, you're free to like think of ways to solve this problem, and not just think of ways, but you have the connections and the answers to bring together the resources to actually be the solution. Because most of people do is they talk about it, as employees they can only talk about this problem, as employees they can only worry about these problems or analyze this problem. But as a founder, you actually have the tools to steer and answer these problems.
Nice, cool. You can act on a bigger scale and not restrained by a role of an employee. Nice, cool. Maybe one last thought.
So as I said, I like to help. So I want to do something for the society to help poor people, and even my business idea is somehow connected that I want to help not poor people, but I want to help the startups in the Indo-German business platform. So being a founder, it's important to have that behavior, that helping and kind nature to understand from everyone's perspective. So yeah.
Cool, to have this emotional intelligence.
Yeah.
Maybe just wrap it up. Okay, nice. Thank you. So this is actually our goal, and our goal, I think, is a really cool quote for Naval Ravikant. Anyone knows this guy, Naval Ravikant? Naval Ravikant is an angel investor, and he invested like in PayPal very early and Facebook very early. So he has a really good, in German, we would say a nose, very good. Yes, there a very good feeling, gut feeling about what kind of startups will make it through the value and be invaluable. And he said that if you find your founder product market fit, it is actually inevitable to do the things you love and the market wants it. So as a result, you can literally get paid for just being you. I think this is a really cool quote from an investor and also for a founder. So today our workshop goal is to focus as a founder, as a role as a founder. And at the end of the workshop, we will have a better understanding about yourself in the founder's role in order to increase this founder product market fit. And we will do this workshop journey with the help of Igikai. And I will explain in a few sentences later what Igikai actually is. So this is our workshop goal, to better understand yourself in the role of a founder. Any question to our workshop goal so far? In workshops, I like to say if the learning is difficult, is usually the method. And if the understanding is difficult, is usually the communication. And this is like 99.99% my communication as a facilitator. or as a workshopper. So if you don't understand at any point anything, maybe I start to speak Chinese, then or some gibberish, just interrupt me and hey, just please explain it better or in a different way, clearer. So if you don't understand the point we are working, just interrupt me and I will try to explain better to you. So this is our workshop goal. Any question to our workshop goal? I think one of the most used hand gesture is thumbs up if everything is clear and we can move on, or cover your cam if you have any question, then I see who has questions. So if you have questions, just cover your cam, and if you are ready to move on, just give me a thumbs up. All right, cool, thank you. And this is our workshop journey or our agenda. Maybe it looks a little bit confusing, but I will just guide you through it. So we did a small introduction with Tino and a small warm-up. And the next point of our agenda is to establish a workshop culture to get insights more effectively and efficiently. And we will do like one slide of Ikigai theory, because maybe you already discovered there's a complementary online webinar course which we created for you, and you can do a deep dive with the Ikigai in the theory as well. So we will just do a small one slide summary about what Ikigai actually is. And then we will do like a mountain climb, and we will do actually a reverse mountain climb. So first we will go to the top of the mountain and try to figure out what the world needs. What are the problems in the world, and how is it related to your startup idea? And then we will move on and try to answer the question, what is important to you and why do you want to solve a certain problem with your idea, with your startup? And then we will go to the backpack part of this guy, and this guy is actually you as a climber, as a founder, to the backpack part of your founder persona. And we will ask yourself or answer the question, what are you good at? And then we will do a wrap up, an outro to summarize our workshop. And if we have time, we will do a small bonus exercise to make an even deeper dive to your founder's Ikigai. And you also see here that the yellow part is the Western interpretation of Ikigai. I will get to this in a minute. And green part is the Eastern origin of Ikigai. So we will use different methods from different tools from different Ikigai approaches. So this is our agenda for today. Any questions to that? If you have questions, please cover your cam. And if you are ready to move on, give me a thumbs up. Oh yes, Fausia, you have a cam. I see you have a cam. You have a question.
Sorry about that. I had to reach and connect my microphone. Yeah, I have a question. You said you talked about the yellow and the green. What about the blue? What is blue?
Great question. The blue is just like our framework. Has nothing to do with Ikigai. It's just like additional points of our workshop agenda, workshop journey. So just like the framework. Thank you. All right. Any other questions? If not, let's move on to the next point. And this is our workshop culture. And the first workshop culture, actually, Tino talked about a little bit. And it's to be the feel-good manager. Anybody know this guy? Bob Ross? Okay, few people are laughing, so it's always a good sign. So Bob Ross is like the Zen painter, and your top priority is to be your own feel-good manager. So we had a long day after us already, and if you need any break at any time, just message me or tell the group, and then we will make a short break. And also if you need drinks, snacks, just please stand up and just grab it, or any other points you need to feel good, just let me know, because if you feel the best, you can learn the best. So be your own feel manager. The next point is own your Vegas experience. What do you guys think? What could own your Vegas experience mean? Anybody been to Vegas or some gamble city? So maybe you heard of the pronoun, what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas? Yes. So own your Vegas experience has two meaning. First is we will probably share few personal or even private stuff. And you as a group just keep this private and personal stuff from the other person to yourself or to this group to establish like a trust atmosphere. And the second meaning of this Vegas experience is you are, how do I say, like you are responsible how much high stakes you want to like offer the group. If you share more, we can discuss more and you get like more insights or deeper insights. If you don't want to share or just share a little bit, it's also fine. Just to know, the stakes are not high, so you cannot win or make a lot of profit in return. So own your Vegas experience means what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. If you share personal and private stuff, please leave it in the group. And the second is you are responsible for how much information you want to share about yourself and also about your startup and business. And if you want to share, the more you share, the more we can learn from each other. So this is our Vegas point. And the next one is, I think a lot of people know this guy, MacGyver, and this is LTA, listen, try, adapt. Listen, try, adapt. We will do a few tools, which are, I would say, maybe creative or unorthodox. So give me a little bit of trust heads up, listen to the tool, try the tool out. And at any point, if you have the feeling that this tool, I can hack this tool to give me better insights or to provide me better value, just share with the group and adapt and hack this tool, because we are here not to do a lot of cool tools and then make a check. We are here to do tools so the tools can provide you insights and learnings. So listen to the tool, try it out, and at any point, if you want to adapt and hack this tool, just do it and share with the group to use group intelligence. All right. Cool. And time boxing. Anybody knows the Parkinson law? Have you heard of the Parkinson law? He has like two things. The Parkinson law. The Parkinson law is, I'll give you an example. Like in the university, I have 4 weeks of time for study for a test. And I was a big Game of Thrones fan, not since the last episode, but that's another story. So I watched Game of Thrones, and then from this 4 weeks, it becomes like 1 week. And like magic, I can learn as good as in this 1 week as I have time in 4 weeks. And this is because time constraint, time boxing, because I just focused on the most important parts. And this is also the same principle for our workshop. So we will do a few time boxing. I will tell you how much time we have for each tool. And then we will, with this time constraint, we will get insights in the best amount of time. That's why we do time boxing. And last but not least, do not use yes, but. Instead of use yes, and. Imagine this game Jenga, this wooden bricks, and every single of this wooden brick is like an idea, and we will try to build a idea tower. And if you say or react to a answer from your group with a yes but, it's like you pull the bricks out at the bottom and our idea tower will collapse. So this is also like a training atmosphere. If you just notice someone, including me, saying yes but, just raise your hand or write in the chat and switch it to yes and, so we can build a great idea tower. in the next 1.5 hour. All right, these are our 5 workshop counterpoints. Any questions to that? If you have questions, cover your cam, and if you're ready to move on, just give me a thumbs up. All right, cool. So let's move on to a small Ikigai theory, and this is like a one-pager. There are two perspectives of Ikigai, and the Western perspective, maybe you saw this Venn diagram. Anybody saw this Venn diagram online? Do you know? Yeah, Joshua knows this Venn diagram. So the Western interpretation of Ikigai consists of this 4 Venn dimensions, and these dimensions are 4 questions. What I love, what I'm good at, what the world needs, and what I can be paid for. And if you answer like these 4 questions, then you will find the middle, your Ikigai. And in this context, Ikigai means your grand reason to wake up every morning, like your final frontier, your biggest purpose. So this is your grand reason to wake up every morning. And Eastern origin of Ikigai, what Ikigai actually means is to live a valuable daily life. It's not about your grand reason, your grand vision, your grand purpose. It's more about the small things in your daily life. And this consists of 3 different philosophy and religious perspectives. I will not go into that. If you are interested, go to our webinar. I explain this in the webinar deeper. It's just for an overview. It's about Shintoism, Confucianism, and Zen Buddhism. So you have these 2 perspectives of Ikigai, the Western interpretation of Ikigai, and also the Eastern origin of Ikigai. And we will use these both perspectives to help us guide us through our workshop today. All right, a lot of information in the last 15 minutes. Do you have any questions? If not, give me a thumbs up. If you have any questions, just cover your cam or just unmute yourself. All right, cool. So let's move on to our hands-on mode, and therefore we will go into Miro, and I will send you a link in Miro, and then we will continue to work in Miro. Just give me a sec. All right. I will also pull up Miro. So we should be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Long, I am supporting Tino in the Berlin Startup School. So I'm kind of not in the program, but I want to get a bit of an insight of the program. So that's why I'm not there just for you. So my role is kind of, so it's and as I have to leave earlier. So if you want to, how do you say, make groups or something, maybe I'm a bit out of the group, but still, you know, kind of for you as a facilitator.
Okay, cool. Thank you. So, but you are also going to Miro, right? Then I just need a total number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, give me a thumbs up if you are Miro and ready to go. And if you need support, just unmute yourself. All right. I think Fauzia, I'm not sure. Did I saw your thumb? Ima, are you already there as well? Fauzia, thank you.
Yeah, I'm joining the link now. I'm using the link now.
Okay, now we are 7. I think we are ready to go. So I will just go to Josh's Miro, and do not wonder, I will summon everyone to me so you see what I see. And you see from our agenda, this climb is also illustrated in Miro. And we will just do like small, simple stuff, keep it short and simple. And yeah, the insights will generate through discussions and sharing with each other. So we have 3 steps. And if we have time, we'll do a 4th bonus step. And everyone has their own template. And we will start with the first exercise. And the first exercise is a question or 2 questions. I'll just go use Josh. I hope that's okay. Use you as an example. So what you can do is just slide in sticky notes. And in the next 7 minutes, just answer these 2 questions. What is the problem you are addressing with your startup? And how does the world look like when this problem is solved? What problem do you address with your startup? And how does the world look like when this problem is solved? And there are no wrong answers because this is only your personal perspective. Is the instruction clear? I try to read your faces. Sometimes it's hard via Zoom. Any questions to this question, or is the instruction clear? If yes, give me a thumbs up. And if you have questions, just cover your cam. Okay, then I will just start the timer. And just for a tip, if you go, let me quickly share my screen. If you're not already expert in Miro, if you're not already expert in Miro, you can go here at the bottom left, there's a bar, menu bar. And if you click the very left one, it will pull up frames, and then you can just click on your name, and then it will automatically guide you there. This is an easier way for navigation. So I show you again here at the bottom left, frames, and then just click your name. All right.
I have a question.
Yes.
Ima and I are working on the same project. Should we be working on the same Miro or on different Miro boards?
Great question, Fauzia. Please work on your own Miro, and then you can exchange later, because I think Tino already established buddy groups.
Okay.
Yeah, it's also valuable. You're welcome. Also valuable if you are have a co-founder to compare the perspectives afterwards. All right, then I will just start the timer, 7 minutes. And if you have, in the meantime, any questions, just unmute yourself and ask me. All right, let's go. Maybe just a tip. Try to come up with the problem you are addressing, not the solution you are offering. Try to come up with the problem you are addressing, which like the market or the world currently has, and not the solution you are offering. Oh, I see Ismail is already very fast. So your task is just to number 1. And since you already, a lot of you have number 2, we will do a small adaptation of our agenda. So thank you very much for answering the first 2 questions. We will go into breakout rooms. And within this breakout room, you will have 2 roles, right? First, one of you will present the answer to the number 1 questions. The presenter will present your answer to the number 1 question. And people who are the person who listens have also a task. And you are a so-called active listener, and try to note what is important to the presenter? What is like most important to presenter, and what is really like high energy when he or she presented his result, his answer and her answer. So you present first, and then there are active listener, and the active listener will go and feedback the presenter what was important. And then we will go and switch to the next person. Is the instruction clear, or am I talking gibberish? Okay, for Ayushri, is the instruction clear? What about the rest? Joshua, is my, okay. All right, so Tino, do you like to start the breakouts?
Yes.
Cool. And I will just go through the breakouts and see you in a bit. By the way, I totally forgot to introduce myself. Did you saw a video about me already, or should I introduce? Okay, then that's extreme hands-on mode, from agenda to hands-on. Cool, guys, welcome back. I just noticed that I totally forgot to introduce myself, because Ismail asked me, hey, Long, where are you from? And I was like, I forgot to introduce myself. I was so in hands-on mode. So thank you very much first for your sharing within your breakout group. And before we continue, let me quickly introduce myself. So my name is Long, and I am Chinese. I'm from Shanghai. I was born there, and I moved to Germany when I was 8 years old, to Stuttgart for quite a while, and then I moved back to Shanghai again, and then for a few years, and then I moved back to Germany again, and then Shanghai again, and to Germany again because of my parents. But I think that's a different story. So I grew up like in parallel countries, in Germany and in China. And yeah, because I grew up like in 2 countries, also in two cultures, everybody told me, especially my grandma and the rest of my family, hey, Long, you grew up in Germany and in China, you have to do something with German people and Chinese people. You should go to be ambassador or some translator or whatever. And yeah, my biggest career dream was actually to become a general manager, to become an expat general manager. Do you know expats? Yeah. So I wanted to work for a German company, not in Germany, but in Shanghai. So I did my educational background, everything, you know, aimed to be an expat general manager. And yeah, did few jobs. And my last job in my former life, I always say, was head of private label. Do you guys know private label? Private label is, I'm not sure how familiar you are with the German brands. If you go to Rewe, for example, the grocery shop Rewe, the Ja brand, maybe you have noticed the Ja brand, this is the private label of Rewe. So this is what kind of private label is. I did not, or the Amazon basics, you know, you buy a adapter or something, and then you can buy from Anchor or from Amazon Basics, and Amazon Basics also the private label of Amazon. And I did not work for Amazon and not for Rewe. I worked for a mid-size hidden champion in the health industry. And yeah, I worked there as a private head of private label, and maybe I needed like, yeah, 3-4 years. And then I actually could have moved back to China and yeah, be a general manager of the subsidiary there. Gratefully, I would say, life comes different. And my biggest career dream was like actually making me unhappy. And I asked myself, did coachings, did you know, go into communities, what probably Ismail wanted to build up, and get talk with inspirational people and had mentors. And yeah, long story short, in a nutshell, I am now self-employed, had 2 startups. And today what we do is giving workshops in the field of future of work and design thinking a lot. And it's all about, you know, what we will work, how we will work, and also the biggest question, why we will work. And today's workshop is, you know, a lot of about why and how we will work. So yeah, now I'm self-employed for almost 6 years, and I live here in Berlin with my baby son. He's now 5 months old, and with my girlfriend here in Berlin, Neukölln. And thank you, Vasya. And yeah, I think that's in a nutshell my story. And maybe a little bit private from me, in my free time, I like to work with plants. I don't know if you can see, here are a lot of plants. And also in another room, a lot of plants. I really like to work with my hands. And I also like to cook and that stuff. And I tell you maybe a small secret. I have a weird hobby, I would say. I really like to dig into productivity tools, like digital productivity tools and digital productivity frameworks. And I'd like to try out different tools, from big tools like ClickUp and that stuff if you need some project management, towards small funny stuff like Forest to focus if you work in your flow, then you can plant a tree and that stuff. So maybe that's a weird hobby, but I really like to dig into new productivity tools. Yeah. Cool.
And which one is your favorite so far? As a founder of 2 companies, which is your favorite productivity tool so far?
Oh, that's a great question. I never had that. My favorite productivity tool is actually this one. It's a notebook. I always have my notebook, and everything in there is, I work with a bullet journal system, it's called. It's called a bullet journal system. And, you know, this is the first, I always say that paper is like the, how do you say, Dunkelkammer is in German, like the dark room. If you, like in the earlier days without smartphones, before the smartphone, if you take a photo, you have to go into dark room and, you know, convert your photos into the dark room. And I always say, like, paper is the dark room for your brain. And this is my first go-to tool. And everything else, you know, to-dos and ideas and that stuff will go into different tools, which are designated. So I'm really lost if someone will, or I forgot this. There's actually my address, and there's also a reward of 300 euros if you bring me back this, bring back my second brain.
Can you please lose it close to my place? Anyway, thanks for sharing.
You're welcome. Nice. Maybe a small reflection, and then we will go into a break. How was like sharing the group? How was the exercise for you? Anything goes. Any thoughts? Just drop it in.
Yeah, it was good for us. It was interesting how the ideas of, so my idea is about mobile bar that's like a bike trailer, and Charles' idea is a digital nomad community. And it's interesting how the idea of making people happy, relieving stress, and building community ties came into both of our kind of motivations and stuff. And 2 seemingly unrelated ideas actually, when you get down to the root of it, are very close, and from there kind of spread out. So yeah, that was quite nice.
Cool, nice. Thank you very much for sharing, Josh.
Thank you.
Any other thoughts? Just drop it in. Was it like difficult for you to answer this question, or was it like clear? I answered this question like 1,000 times.
It was clear. I think for me and Mia, it was really nice interaction. So we both connected because her startup, her idea is about digital marketing upskilling, and I'm into the same profession. So yeah, it was nice.
Cool. All right, then thank you very much for sharing in the bigger group in the plenum. And I would say let's do a break of 15 minutes. Tino, is it 15 minutes enough? Because I know.
Yeah, 8:15. And then we see each other back again for the second part.
Yeah, cool. See you in a bit.
Let's go.
All right, welcome back. Let me quickly check. How do we get into flow if we stand up every 30 minutes? How do we get into flow if we stand up every 30 minutes?
Yeah, good. Yeah, I mean, it's healthier. Maybe do at least 45. Okay, sure.
All right, speaking of flow, I think we will also have time for the bonus exercise. And first, we will go back to our Miro and we will complete the next 2 exercises, which is answering question number 2, or the questions under number 2, and also the questions under number 3. So let me quickly do a recap what we have done already, and few people are very fast. They did additional exercises as well. We imagine you are on the top of the mountain, and then you see downwards your feet. And what do you see at the bottom of your highest peak? And this is the problem you see, and how does the world see from the top of the mountain if your problem is going to be solved. And our next question is to focus on the climber. The climber, which is the small icon downstairs, and you have 2 parts. The first part of the climber is more about, I would say, head focus. And these 2 questions are, why is this important for you to solve this problem? What has it to do with you personally? Why is it important to solve this problem? Like, why do you want to climb up and see this world when the problem is solved? And the second part is actually, what is in your backpack that supports your climb? And I help you to categorize 3 backpack slots. And the first question for your backpack is, what expertise, I mean knowledge, what knowledge do you support your climb? What do you have in your backpack already? And the second question is, what skills do support your climb? Like, are you very good in time management, or are you very good in communication, like your skills? And last but not least, for the last slot of your backpack, what experiences do support your climb? Maybe you have international, intercultural experiences. Maybe you did something very unorthodox, which gives you a competitive advantage. So what are your experiences in your life which supports your climb? So these are the 2-parter. The first is for the head or the heart. Why do you want to climb up? And the second part is about the backpack, more like hard skills and facts. So in the next 10 minutes, please try to fill out these following questions. If the instruction is clear, give me a thumbs up. And if you have any questions, please write in the chat if you do not have your camera on, or just unmute yourself. All right, I see people are already working. So 10 minutes, I will start the timer. And if you have any questions in the meantime, just unmute yourself or write me. And afterwards, we will share the results with each other again. All right, thank you very much for completing these tasks. And we will do it again, go into breakout, and there will be a presenter and also active listener. And after someone has presented, please, dear active listeners, provide a little bit feedback about maybe you have something, heard something which is really important to the presenter, or you felt a lot of energy or felt a lot of excitement, can just like mirror this person. All right. same task as before. And I will start the breakouts again and see you in a bit. Workshop journey, we did a small warm-up with 3 questions, establish a workshop culture, and 1-pager Ikigai theory summary. Like I said, if you like to dig deeper into Ikigai in the theoretical part, feel free to do our webinar. And the webinar is also like complementary to this workshop, because this workshop is a lot of hands-on. And speaking of hands-on, we moved forward to the first mountain top by answering the question, what the world needs, like what problem does the world have, and what problem do you like to solve, and how does the world looks like if your problem you like to solve is actually being solved. And then we moved on to what is actually important for you. The question is more specific, why do you want to solve this problem? That is like your deeper motivation, your deeper why. And then we move on to, forgot the arrow. Then we moved on to what you are good at. And this exercise, we looked at our backpack, like what kind of expertise, skills, and experiences you already have in your backpack, and how you can utilize these experiences in order to climb the mountain and see the cool world in which your problem is being solved. So this is what we had, what we did today. And then I always like to have a small Q&A, but before we go into Q&A, Tino has a small bonus exercise for you.
Yeah, well, it's for next week, super simple one. I think the best way to do this is after the Q&A. So let's answer the question first.
Cool. So do you have any questions for today's workshop, or any other open questions, not workshop related, or anything you like to talk about? About the founder, about your future journey? Feel free, just drop it in. Before we're waiting on the question, maybe one impulse from all two breakout groups. You had the expertise or the skill or the experience of doing network or people skills. From my experience, and I think Tino, you will sign it, my argument. There's a saying or a pronoun. Sorry. Your net worth is your network. And from my experience is like 90% of the coolest clients, not even the biggest, but the coolest clients, like the people you really like to work with, are from network, or are more specifically the results of good networking and establishing good relationships. So I think this is one of the key skills to have people skills, or to train your people skills.
Any questions for Long? Otherwise, I can recommend you check out this online course in the Startup Academy. So there you will get a deep dive into understanding your motives. So today was just scratching on the surface. So thank you so much, Long. Virtual applause to you. Thank you for your time and all the great insights. I know that people have the possibility to book even a one-on-one with you. So the online academy, ladies and gentlemen, is worth, I don't know, MasterCard. What's the slogan of MasterCard?
Priceless.
Priceless. Thank you. So check it out. Online course from Long. In addition to that, and even if you would like to book a one-on-one, check this one out. I will not leave you before announcing 2 things. Let me quickly check this one first, and then we are on point at 9 p.m. The first one is, here's a small homework for tomorrow, for next week. So describe your why in 3 hashtags. Next week, I want to see from you what you've made out of all these things that you have learned. Understanding yourself, understanding your motives. So describe your why in 3 hashtags, okay? So this is something really important. so that you quickly introduce everybody to your whys. Yeah. In addition to that, I hope to see you on Thursday, where the Ask Me Anything session / community event starts at 6 p.m. ends most probably at 6:30. So we always invite you for the full slot. Sometimes they're a little bit shorter or longer, but just that you have the block in the calendar. Any questions from your side? Anything that you would like to know? All is clear so far. Then I would like to do one last thing. I would like to thank you, first of all, for joining us for the first webinar in week number 1. In addition to that, please get your phones out, scan this QR code, or I will also write it to you in the chat box, copy paste it, so you can also do it here. Takes you really just like 60 seconds, yeah, not longer. And let us know about today's session, because we all, of course, also long would like to know how you liked it. And if there's anything else that we can do for you, we learn it through these forms. So don't worry, they're 100% anonymous. We will not blame you. This is your chance to let us know how you liked it. And then I would say, enjoy your evening. Thank you and goodbye.
Thank
Thank you
you.
guys
Bye.
for your time. Bye-bye.
Excellent. Thanks, Tina. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.